Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Dog. Thanks, mate. Away. Last video I did was the cross-country testers, and I was saying that I was going to the prize and presentation night at the Poly. I was actually awarded a trophy. I got the Tommy Moody trophy, and it's here, Tommy Moody Award. Big old beast. So yeah, got handed that out. I was voted for by the other runners at the club, which is really nice. Means a lot more to us that it was voted for, rather than just dished out anyone. And the criteria for this, I'm reading this off the website. The criteria for the award is wide-ranging. We are looking for someone that steps out from their comfort zone to help and inspire others. Someone that displays resilience and may have come back from injury or illness to once again train and compete. Someone that constantly strives to push and help those around them and displays the true spirit of No Shields Poly. And obviously coming back from brain cancer and brain surgery to back to the club and back running again. I guess that's why people have voted for me, because if that's the criteria, then I'm in there. It's not a common injury, is it, or a common ailment to get brain cancer and still keep running. Doesn't happen to many of us. But yeah, really proud to have won it, and especially to being voted for by other people, my club mates. I've been in the Poly for about 10 years now, so obviously there's a lot of people there that I know. A lot of people I don't know as well. The Poly's a massive club. But anyway, tonight's session, I'm going to the running club, and it's 1 kilometer reps. Going to be doing 5 of them in the D team. Each rep is followed by a static recovery, and the static recoveries are reducing. So we start at 60 seconds and reduce it by 10 seconds every recovery. So it'll start with 60 seconds, 50, 40, 30, and so on until we're finished all our 5 reps. The reps are going to be between 4:30 and 4:40 kilometer pace, which is about my 5k pace anyway, so it shouldn't be too bad. I'm looking, and I've said this before, I'm looking to move up to the C group before Christmas. That's my goal. Like, I'd quite like to be back up there. But their pace tonight is 4:10, 4:20. And we normally do run faster than the pace set out anyway. So if they're running faster than that, I've got absolutely no chance of doing that without getting injured. And if I get injured now, like, it's still gonna set me back a good few weeks. So I'm just going to take it sensible, stick with the D team. I haven't done that many sessions lately, and I haven't done that many sessions in the D team, so I think I've still got a good few weeks to build up some more strength and get some more consistency in the legs and just keep pushing forward. So the D team's going to be the one for me tonight, so I don't get injured. And yeah, hopefully the footage. The weather, it's absolutely Baltic at the minute. Sorry, I'm looking up. I've got skylights in my office. I don't even know if you can see them on the camera. You probably can. Yeah, so the weather's absolutely awful. It's freezing. It's been raining today. So hopefully it's not too bad tonight. I haven't looked at the forecast at all. But be wearing, I'll have the leggings on, raincoat if it is. We'll get wrapped up. But yeah, hopefully see you out there. Well, you will, obviously, because I'm going to put it in this video. But yeah, enjoy the session. Enjoy watching me suffer. Yeah, thanks very much. Right guys, welcome to the track. Just a quick one before we get started. It's starting to rain a little bit. It's not too bad. It's absolutely freezing. It's like 1 degree feels like temperature, and there's a little bit of a wind coming along the back straight. So it's going to be a tough one tonight, especially the standing around for the rest. I imagine that's going to be quite cold. Everyone's just doing their warm-ups. Probably not see them there behind us coming along the track. Or just outside the track. So yeah, everyone's doing their warm-ups. We're going to get them finished, and I think they're going to do the rest of the awards from the presentation night on Friday to people that didn't turn up. So we'll be standing around waiting for that as well, which is probably not the best, but we'll get it done. And then into the track session, so I'll join us for that in a bit. So I actually missed the start of the first rep. And what normally happens at the track is, well, in any session really, is we've probably got about anywhere from 10 to 20 runners in each group. But obviously on the track, because it's narrow and you've got people constantly lapping, we tend to get into smaller groups of 6 or 7. So you'll just get like 20 people from the D group, say. Probably more actually. They'll just randomly get into groups of 6 at the start and just go. So the guy at the front of our group, Ian, basically just set off. And I hadn't started my camera, which is absolutely fine, and there you can see one of the faster groups coming through us there. So it's nice that it's being the smaller group, so people don't have to run so wide on the corners. Because obviously we're all running kilometre reps. The further out you run, the further you're running, which obviously you didn't really want to do. So Ian basically set off, and I just dived on the back of this group. The groups tend to like differ, like even within like a group of D, there are varying paces, because you'll have C group runners who've come back from injury, people who've raced on the weekend and don't want to go like full back into their groups that they're in, and just tend to like sit off a little bit for a session or two and just get their legs back, and it just stops people from getting injured. I've done it myself like quite often. You just sit back a little bit, drop it, like there's almost like a D plus and a D minus, and that's almost in every group all the way through up to I don't know about A because I never ran in A, but definitely in C and B there's minuses and pluses with those groups. And I think it's just mostly just people who are more confident, but obviously you'll see me in a second. As I said earlier, I wanted to jump into D group because that's more of my 5k pace, and with this being 5 1 kilometre reps, albeit with recovery, like I still thought that pace would be about my limit. So I tried to just stick with this group, and we're catching the other D group just in front of us there. We were running quite quick. So this first kilometre ended up being 4:38, and we're supposed to be running 4:30s to 4:40s. So, on the slower end actually. But first rep, feel it out, see how we're getting on. I'd done a warm up. I did a couple of laps of the estate, the street would normally warm up on. I didn't record that obviously because it's been on the channel loads of times and it's not really relevant to the session. A bit of warm up, but that's nothing special, and it's pitch black really as well, so the footage is normally garbage. But yeah, I'll speed this up and we'll get on to the next rep. So Mark out in front of us there with a poly hat on and the blue top. He's normally a C team runner, but I think he'd raced on the weekend at Brampton Carlisle 10 miler. So I was just on the tails, trying to keep on his heels without taking him out. He kept like slowing down and surging like constantly. So I was trying to run on his shoulder rather than run right behind him, so I didn't clip him. Because there's now worse than obviously being a trading on the track and someone clipping your heels constantly. But obviously I'm trying to run my own thing and trying to concentrate as well, so I didn't want to wipe him out. But when someone's surging in front of you and then slowing down constantly, I think it's because he was wary of the pace, and he was obviously off the front of the group. Didn't want to go out too quick. So I was just trying to stay on his shoulder rather than running directly behind him. But that's one of the things of like running on the track. You'll find that you'll see people, like I've seen people get clipped before, and it really throws you off as well. Takes all your momentum out and it just gets on your tits. Really pisses you off. Someone clipping you and then just throws your head. It's like when someone does something in the race that it just sometimes it sets you off, takes you completely out of the zone. So yeah, trying to stay on his shoulder, and then I actually noticed the pace was dropping off at times. Like obviously that first kilometre was a 4:38, and I wanted to stick to pace, so I was trying to maintain 4:30s like exactly, because I knew obviously that's my PB pace as I just said. But with the rests and recoveries, I should easily be able to do that. So I was forcing myself to do 4:30, and I ended up running off the front of the group for a little bit. But that's fine for me. Like I've always said at training, like if someone's going to run faster than the pace, then that's fine. That's fine for me. Go do whatever you want. It's not very often that you have one of those days where you're running and you feel absolutely brilliant. So if it happens to be one of those days and you're at training, then go for it. Go for it. Do what you want. Everyone else can still stick to the pace and do what they want to do. It doesn't really harm them. You don't have to stick with people unless it's like ducks and drakes or a session where you're generally playing follow the leader. If someone goes mental, then everyone else has got to kind of follow suit. But on a track, like really, you can do your own thing. I mean, we're put into groups because you're supposed to be running in similar paces. But like I say, if you're feeling good on the night, and you want to go for it, go for it. You'll not hear me complaining about it. So yeah, I was trying to pick up the pace every now and again, make sure I was keeping the 4:30, but without like trying to look at my clock all the time and look at my watch. Obviously, Fasty's coming through. And then what we're through there. So okay, would have took us to 200. We're just coming up to the first lap. No, can't remember. Anyway, I'll fast forward. So this is just doing a bit of track etiquette. Like we could have went there, but obviously there's a faster group coming through, so there's not really any point. So we sit and wait for them, and then we go off. Ian's leading us out again. That second kilometre was 4:29, and then again, like I said before, I'm trying to make sure that I stick to 4:30. I don't really care what the group does behind us, but so I went out to the front, wanted to nail 4:30. I think I remember some people were saying like, "Oh, that one was a little bit quick. That one was, that one was this, that one was that." And I'm like, I'm just gonna run. I'm gonna stay. I've got my watch. I'll pace myself. I'm all right. I'm normally pretty good at pacing, to be fair. And I like I said, I don't know how many times I've said it now, but this was my 5k pace, so I was just like, yeah, I'm in. I know what I'm doing. 4:30 pace. Stick to it. Let's have a good session. Let's make this session worth it. So I went to the front. Pace myself round. I'll see you on the 4th. So this is the start of the 4th rep. That third rep ended up being a 4:30 on the dot, according to my Strava. So I'd paced it really well going to the front. I felt really good, actually. And I decided to do something in this rep it turned out to be a bit stupid, actually. Let's just wait around here until it happens. A couple of seconds. So that's my coach going past there. He saw us glance over. And I was thinking right now, should I go out and go with him? Because he's probably running C-team pace, and I felt really good. And then he gets away, and I'm still thinking about it. I'm thinking, should I go with him? Is he running too quick? Should I just stick to this for a couple more reps? Because obviously this is the 4th rep. I've only got 5, and then I was like, nope, I'm going to go with him. So I pull out, and I try and put a burst of speed in, and I say to Ian and that, I'm like, just ignore me, you guys do what you want to do. And then I was just trying to catch on to Simon, my coach, and quickly realised that, oh shit, that was probably not a great idea. And basically Simon, I was taunting him at the end. I was like, mate, I thought you were running C-team. He wasn't. He was running B-team. He was doing his own thing. And we had a good chat at the end, actually, and what he said kind of made sense. Is what I should have done tonight, really, is I should have went out at C-team pace, and then when it gets too hard, just back off, rather than doing it the other way around, running slow, because I'm still really tentative with my brain and trying to run cautiously, I guess. And I think that shows in my cross-country videos, if you've seen any of them as well. I've been going out, like, obviously 3 laps with the men. I've been taking the first lap really slowly, and then trying to pick it up on the 2 laps after that and try and run a bit faster. And I try to do that in this training session. I'm still really wary of, like, really hurting my brain and giving myself headaches by going too quick. So we're still working it out. We're still training. We're still trying to get the right thing for me. Yeah, it's still a problem, and we're still trying to work it out. So more problem solving, and just, yeah, I think, like I said, I should have went out in the C group, and in the past that's what I would have done normally, because I think a lot of people are quite wary of being off the back of groups. Like, psychologically, it's not nice to do that. But I never give a crap about that. I don't care what other people are doing in training. I go to training for myself and to push myself and to hopefully get better, fitter and stronger for races, really. That's why I train, and obviously so that I can stay fit and healthy, but that didn't tend to work last year. But yeah, I should have went out in the faster group, and if I couldn't pack the pace, just drop back. I've done that all the way through. I remember when I moved to C to B a few years ago, and the groups, the jumps are massive, and I was off the back for a good few sessions until my legs like truly got into it, and you build that cardio. But yeah, I was quite happy to just run off the back, so I should have done that tonight, and I didn't. But I will in the future. It depends on the session. Like on a track, it doesn't really matter because everyone's just running around. And as you can see, I never catch Simon. He goes off and he just seems to keep going, and my legs were starting to get heavy, and I was like, oh my god, I made such a mistake. Like, it would have been nicer and much more comfortable to just sit in a group and run around, but at the end of the day, it's training, in it. And I ended up running this kilometre in 4:16, so it's a good chunk lower than the D team. I don't think I would have done 5 kilometres at that, mind. I definitely wouldn't, because I did this one and then I tried to go off on the next kilometre quite quick as well. I try to stick with Simon's pace. I was going to ask him, like, give us another extra 15 seconds, because obviously he finishes there, he's into his 30 seconds rest, and I was thinking, if he rests and I can jump in, but obviously didn't do that. So into the final rep, and as you can see, Simon's out in front of us again, because obviously he started his rest before me, so he went off on his last rep before me. Like I said, I should have said to him, like, do you want to just hold back 15 seconds? And he probably would have, but he absolutely blasted the last rep. And I try to like maintain this distance from him, keep the same pace, but yeah, it was bloody hard work, and I was already knackered. Should have done it the other way around. Should have went out fast and tried to maintain, or just drop back. But hey, live and learn. Next time, next session, whatever. This is obviously the 5th rep, 5th and final, and I ran it in about 4:10-ish. It's hard to judge on Strava because I didn't stop my clock for the rest, because obviously I had to do my own rest with being on my own. Normally my watch isn't very good at it, so I had to. I normally let other people time the rests, and I just run. I tend not to give myself too many things to do these days. Even honestly, even running with having to start my watch, start my camera all the time, that's bloody difficult enough. I forget to do it all the time. Obviously getting better at it, but some of the footage I recorded when I first started in like July, August, like I just had to bin entire sessions because I was mucking them up, pressing the wrong buttons. It's just too much for us to think about at times. But yeah, this is the final rep. Did it in, what did I just say, 4:10-ish, something like that. Maybe it's a little bit quicker, maybe it's a little bit slower. Not 100% sure, like I say, because I've got my rest in the middle of this one. But yeah, it was a good session overall. Didn't get any headaches. Felt really strong. Obviously, that's why I pushed on. What is it? It's Tuesday. I'm not going on Thursday. I'm not going to training on Thursday because I'm out all day with my family on Friday, and obviously if I push myself too hard in training, then my Friday is going to be a bit of a write-off, and I'm out with my wife and my little man. So yeah, I'd be a bit cautious and just not bother running on Thursday, and the weather looks terrible anyway. Looks like it's going to be even worse. Sunday I'm at cross country. We're in Reckenden, which I do like. It is one of my favourite routes. I've done it quite a lot of times actually. I think I've done that one 4 or 5 times in the past, and it's always been like quite good hunting grounds for me. Yeah, I always had a decent session at Reckenden, so hopefully we can do the same again. Same tactics as normal, hopefully. I mean, I've tried since Thornley Hall to nail the tactics and go out slow for the first rep and then try and build on that, but for one reason or another it just hasn't worked. Druridge and what else have I done? Druridge Bay, Lambton's just the hills, absolutely wrecked us, and I'm sure there's another one in there somewhere, but I can't remember for the life of me. Yeah, anyway, it doesn't matter. So yeah, next video will be Reckenden cross country. Hopefully enjoy that. This was, like I said, this was a good session. Really enjoyed it. Obviously it was difficult, but we got through, and then hopefully in the future you'll see me doing it the other way around and joining C group, and if I get knackered and I can't hold on to them, just drop back. I think my legs are sufficiently strong now that I'm not even going to say the words, why tempt fate. And this is obviously the final 200 meters, so trying to put in a burst of speed, but realistically I didn't really care about catching the people in front of us. I'm not racing. I was pole cutting the bloody track. Of course, do whatever you want, mate. Yeah, I didn't really care about catching people. Similar rules to parkrun for me. It's just training. I don't really care. So yeah, if you enjoy the videos, thanks very much. Give them a like. Subscribe if you want to see more. It really does help the algorithms. So hopefully we can get some more eyes on the videos for people over at anyone in the same situation with me. I have asked if I can share the videos on certain social media channels, but people have said no, so that's not the best. But anyway, yeah, see you in the next one. See you at Reckenden, guys. Look after yourselves.